Hello, reunited tubers, and welcome back to Let's Find Some Old Friends That We Probably Forgot About. With me, Blue Ankylo, in Battle Reunion, Chapter 24. We're getting pretty close to the end now, not too much left, but still a few chapters and a couple big moments, and some more grinding at some point to get everyone, to get a good number of my units to level 20 promoted, hopefully. We'll talk about that more once we get a good map for it, but for now, not really. Alright, Crimea. We know where this is. We just crossed a bridge. The Crimean army defeats General Petrine in stunning fashion, actually, really quite stomped her. One of King Ashnard's feared 4 riders. There's only 3 left. And I don't even know who the other 3 are. And finally arrives home. The princess's return is met with the jubilation and tears of the retainers who have managed to survive. As long as we have Princess Alicia, Crimea will be liberated. These are the words that gave the people hope as they endured the harsh rule of a conquering country. The silent masses who long for the restoration of their homeland slowly begin to give voice to their dream. Surely, they think, this chance to see Crimea freed will not be wasted. Alright, the good guys return. Hooray! Talked enough about how people get what they get. But it is a story after all. It is a fictional story built to entertain young gamers and maybe not take too much literary analysis. Let's not worry about that too much. Can it be? There is no mistake in my words. The princess doth return to Crimea. Lady Lucia serves as her guide. They should be on their way as we speak. Oh, how long it's been since we saw the princess. We've been living for the day where we steal the eyes from Dane's army and bring her home. Now it's come. Indeed, for His Majesty, for the Queen, and for Crown Prince Rennig as well. We must act as one and support our beloved princess. Yes, if all goes well, our dearest wish will soon come to fulfillment. There's no time to wait. If we wish to properly greet the princess and her retinue, there is much to be done. This castle does look kind of trashed. Right. Let everyone know. We must divide the task and begin preparation for a feast. Yeah, don't worry about the invading army. And flowers must be prepared for the princess. Ooh, we mustn't forget music and entertainment. I suppose we'll have to polish the silver tableware I was hiding. Should trade that in for a silver spear. You possess such refined things? I figured a rustic boor like you would have sold them for a lamb shank. I received the silver from His Majesty when I was awarded my knighthood. I have been saving it for just such an occasion. Well done. Get ready, we are going to be very busy. What a fantastic day. Cart before the horse. Never mind. It's all good. We're happy. Just walk right in. You're good. The Crimean... No, we're not actually in the castle yet. We're in a tent. So, the Crimean retainers are waiting for us at Castle Delbray? Yes, in your absence, Princess, we used the cellars beneath the castle as a secret meeting place. It is from there that we contacted other retainers who were hiding throughout the land. You weren't discovered? We disguised ourselves as merchants and peasants. Dane looked right past us. The arrogance is without equal. They saw a woman with incredibly long anime blue hair and didn't even think I was a main character. Ridiculous. All we had to do was put a wig on so we had brown hair, no one could tell. However, now that we've heard of your return, we are bringing out our hidden Crimean armor and polishing away. Merchants? Jeffrey is one thing, but I cannot imagine Bastion as a shopkeeper. No one could. That's why he dressed as a street performer. Now that I can see. I'm sure it suited him perfectly. Did he juggle and gamble? Hee. And Joffrey. Never have you seen such a merchant with such perfect posture. Yeah. Princess Alicia seems to be having a wonderful time. She's been smiling and laughing for hours. You don't mind all the villainous army generals just waiting to kill us. It seems she and Lucia grew up together. She feels completely at ease. The princess seemed to be of good cheer when she was with us, but I suppose she was putting on a brave face. When I see her in this light, I'm reminded she is still a young woman. What we see now is the princess as she was before Dane's attack. The true princess. It's good to be home. Yeah, we just barely got here. There's like an entire occupying army, though. Yeah, we still got many rough battles, but for tonight, you should just relax. Let her forget our cares. Don't worry about guards and watch. Nasir didn't just escape and probably betray us again. No one can continue under this much stress for forever, right? Oh, well. Sure, let's let loose. It's fine. Nothing to worry about. Soren, just print out that report while we're partying. You spent a bunch of money. Maybe I didn't spend that much money, but I spent a bunch. We got some XP. Ike did a good job, and we got 2 new units. I think I talked about them last episode, right? I didn't forget. Yeah. Har, real good. Ranulf, you know, another cat. Sorry. Still a good cat, but still a cat. There were no deaths. Beep boop. That's all. You heard that horn. That was a train outside. Okie dokie. So as is tradition, we'll do info and any new supports, and then a summary of the preps. Friend? Hello, friend. Ah, Ike. There, hiding in the shadows of that Trent. Grab him. Huh? Ah, ow. Come on, you gotta let me go. Stop whining, you little baby. Get over here. You spineless sop, you never learn, do you? What's going on, you two? Listen to this, Ike. While I was changing my clothes, my dear brother here tried stealing from my purse. Don't do this here. You don't need to tell the whole camp who created this situation in the first place. Here I was thinking about you'd finally turned yourself around. Even as we speak, Mother is at home weeping in her soup, you chowderhead. Don't worry about Mama. Dad's there to take care of her. You brainless eunuch. Gah. Marcia. My foot, you're crushing. I heard something crunch. Help. I'm crippled. No one even cares. Yeah, you can keep at it. It's fine. I don't use them. You just keep doing your exercises, Marcia, so you get stronger. It's one thing that you're a guppy-brained lout, but it's worse that you never, ever change. You always being chased by thugs, and I always have to go look out for you. Do you have any idea how much I worry? Would it hurt you to think of others for once? You're my older brother. Oh, Marcia. I'm sorry, I give up. No more gambling. I'll work hard and repay my debts. Please, you gotta believe me. Ah, why don't you forgive him? He's the only brother you got. If General or insists. Really? You forgive me? Only if you keep your word. This is the last time. I swear on Dad's grave. Hey, that's not gonna work, you twit. He's alive. You just said he was looking after Mom. Ha! Made you laugh. About time. Straighten up. Don't trouble your sister. Ike, I'll just put you to work. And then runs off. Say, Marcia. What is it, Makalov? You want to bet how long I can keep my promise? I'll give you 4-to-1 odds. Ah, you're gambling again. Alright, well. I don't really know Makalov very well. Not a unit I've used, but he sounds annoying. So maybe that's part of it. I was trying to think about supports a little bit. It would be kind of nice to get like a race and Tanith mod support. That'd be kind of cool. Still don't know who Volk likes. It's a mystery. Still working on that Soren Ike A rank. Oscar's done. Marcia. She could get the Rolf B rank, right? Is that fair? I'm gonna load my preps in case I forgot about. No, I'll show it to you here, and then if it's in my if I forgot to do my preps, I'll redo it and just skip it. And I think that's everything available that I care about. Sorry, care abouters. All right, so Marcia Rolf. This is her last, not her last one. When you've got 2 Bs, that's safe. That's safe. Incredible! You hit a target 26 times in a row. Well, I was aiming for 30. Well, that's pretty lofty. You came close. You're getting pretty impressive, Rolf. But I can't afford to miss a single shot. The man who taught me how to fire a bow once said, I can't be happy with just 26 hits. Oh, you're pushing yourself, Rolf. That's admirable. Aren't you strict with yourself? Yeah, I'm stricter than a poached egg on toast. Be firm with yourself and others. That's what my first officer told me. But you're still, like, a child? I'm not a child. Those days ended when I killed someone. Alright. You're a child soldier that had to grow up fast with a bunch of hardened mercenaries. Do you worry about me because I'm a kid? Well, yeah. Well, stop it. I can take care of myself. I'm strong. To be fair, somehow, against all odds, he actually is quite strong. True enough. Sorry if I underestimated you, I guess. Maybe. Yeah. Not sure about the Rolf. He, still not my favorite. Alright. BXP 809, and we will use it just to top people like Soren and Volk up to the next level. And probably Jill. Nothing too crazy, same as usual. I'm not going to worry about skills just yet, but I will have to talk about these one of these days. There's still a few more that are good. This is another occult scroll. We got it a couple chapters ago. We should give it to somebody before too long. Corrosion is basically completely worthless. It just causes enemy weapons' durability to go down faster, so you could break their weapons. Yeah, just kill them. Counter, same as Titania. Provoke, could be okay, maybe. It slightly raises the chance of being attacked. I remember Shinon having it, and it sort of being interesting. Gamble's completely garbage. Parity is almost always garbage. Basically, your units are the most likely to have support bonuses and train bonuses and skills. So, the enemy that almost never has any of those advantages gets disabled. And so do yours. If it didn't disable your own, maybe, but it mostly is a self-nerf. That's all we've got access to. The thing is, occult scrolls are different depending on who you're looking at. So let me show you what they are. So Ike had a special one for Aether, Soul plus Luna. Most Paladin horse people just get Soul, which we've seen to good effect, honestly. It's one of the better ones on Oscar. Mages, or Sages specifically, get Flare, which there's also a Smite one if you're on foot. This is a skill that's pretty good on a high weight foot unit. If you just want to shove people around. Could be good, maybe. I forgot about that. You can't give it to horsemen. Anyway, Flare I think is like passably decent. In fact, while I'm talking about these, let me just pull up the odds. The difference is some skills on occult scrolls are like skill percent, and others are like skill divided by 2%. And that's one of the big differences. So Flare is a skill percent activation to half the enemy magic resistance. That's not too bad, I guess, but you know, even at high levels, you're talking maybe 25% chance to maybe have each effect work. It's probably not much different than Adept. Adept's probably a little better. I guess you could have them both. Well, no. How much did that cost? For 20 capacity, that's a pretty bad deal, I would say, because Adept is probably better, unless you don't have anything. On Volk, we could put Lethality. There you go. That's your insta-death move. However, I think I mentioned this before. Basically, you need a critical hit to... You need a crit first, and then there's a 50% chance to insta-kill. Not great, you know, because it's pretty hard to get high crit rate on an assassin, sadly. They do not have a Swordmaster innate crit weapon or crit base, and they don't get killer weapons, so not sure how you're really supposed to get value out of that. Paladins are all going to get soul of any variety. Flyers get stun, which another one I don't like. This is a skill divided by 2%. Now it's Immobilize is even one of the worst ones because it doesn't stop them enemies from countering or attacking. It stops them from moving for 2 turns. However, why did I go here to talk about that? It is skill divided by 2. That's the thing, right? That's what I was gonna say. So you're talking at best like 12% chance. It's too low an activation rate for a relatively weak effect. So that's definitely one of the worst mastery skills. Sages should all get flare. Colossus here is actually kind of interesting for Boyd. I think might be the only one that can get it. I think I've used this before to some effect. It basically means if your constitution is higher than the enemy's constitution, then you have a skill percent chance to get 25% more strength, which just directly increases your damage. So this is one of the few ways where those statue frags, where you could increase your constitution, would have a sort of noticeable effect on your combat power. And even then, noticeable is saying a lot. That would work if you give it to Boyd. You could get him up to 14 or 16 weight. It still isn't going to work on most bosses that have like mounts or flyers and mounts or dragons. But sure, 25% strength when it activates could be a lot. It's probably also usually a one shot at this point when you're at like 40 damage. You know, getting an extra, what is that? What's 25% of 30? Like 7.5, probably rounds down, maybe 7 extra damage. That's not nothing, but anyway, continuing on, we have Deadeye. I think I mentioned this one. This one's real bad. Double chance to hit literally means nothing. You're gonna hit anyway, especially with bows. And it's a skill divided by 2% to sleep. So another very low activation rate. And I mean, yeah, our hit rate, doubling that. I mean, there might be a couple enemies where that's good, but most of the time it doesn't matter. I believe we have the usual stun for flyers. Beast units get a special roar. They got a couple different ones, actually. But yeah, Beast Lagoos get this. How does roar work? This is one I'm not super familiar with. The enemy... I think this is an activated ability. It's not like you attack and there's a percentage like most of them. This is you use the roar command. And... I feel like it's a small AoE that just stops enemies from moving. Like, it might situationally be okay. It sounds interesting, but... I don't think I've ever really found a good point of that. I think all the beasts will get that. Sorry, beast guys. Swordmasters. Astra, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Skill divided by 2%, pretty unlikely. 5 hits at half damage means you're doing 2.5 damage. Adept is double damage instead of 2.5 times damage. And it has a twice as often activation frequency. And you don't waste 5 uses of your weapon. So, Astra's not really even as good as Adept. It costs twice as much capacity. Kind of seems like a bit of a weak one. I think if it activated skill percent, it would be maybe okay. But skill divided by 2 is just not enough. We got Flare again. We got nothing. We got Luna. There's the normal Luna. So Paladins get Soul and Generals get Luna. And reducing enemy defense, nice ability. If you want to use Gatry or whatever, that would be not the worst, honestly. He does hit really hard. He's not going to double much, unless you really work on it. But for the most part, one really big hit with enemies with low defense, pretty good. I guess Halberdiers get Luna as well. Astral, Luna, Shinon gets Deadeye. Is there anything else I missed? Oh yeah, the Flyers get Cancel. So this one is neat. Skill percent to negate damage done. It's a lot like that guard skill that we have on Marsha, I believe I gave it to. Lots to talk about. Yeah, this guard skill, I feel like it's pretty cool. You have to hit the enemy, and then it's skill percent chance to stop their attack, or at least one enemy attack. And if you outspeed them, that means all their enemy attacks. So Cancel, I think, works a little bit like that. But I don't think you have to hit them. I think it's just a skill percent to activate when you're hit, and it just nullifies the attack. So it works similar. Yeah, I don't think this is one I would ever really voluntarily pick either, but it's there. Paladin, Flyer, think all the birds get cancelled. Halberdiers Luna, Soul, Astra already. I think that's everybody? Yeah. So that's all the skills we have access to. Just wanted to mention that. For forging, because I'm not going to necessarily, we don't get enough occult scrolls to get all those masteries anyway. You can only pick, I think, 3 or 4 max. Last time we had access to crafting silver lances and swords. And silver lances are definitely one of the better ones, because you can get to 20 and like 80 or 85 for around 5 grand. But now we also have access to silver axes, which are slightly better, like 1 more damage. And, you know, for about the same amount of money, we get a slightly better hit rate. So if you want max 21 attack and 95 hit, 6 grand per silver axe, it's a pretty good deal. You know, maybe if you've been burning all your money, you don't have enough left. You could also gamble on some crit if you're really into 9% crit. If you're wondering, I never invest into crit because it's so expensive. I think even from base, it's not cheap. Yeah, it's like almost triple the price to get like a negligible amount of crit. I mean, if you're really, really rich, sure. But yeah, those types of upgrades I don't think are worth it. Still no better magic, no daggers. There is silver bows that unlocked as well. So these guys aren't too bad either. A little bit more expensive, but you know, that's kind of the thing. Axes are the cheap one. Lances are not too bad. Although bows and swords can be good, you're gonna pay for it. You know, that's not too much more, but we're three might down from a silver axe, and we're actually spending more money. You know, even if we drop the hit rate, it's pretty expensive. So anyway, I recommend steel axes, of course, and silver axes. I don't know, keep mixing it up. Silver axes and lances primarily are what I would recommend if you want to do massive damage. Other than that, shopping. We do have access to buying regular silver bows and axes now. I think this is the first time. So I think I bought a couple of those. They're pretty expensive. I'm pretty sure we'll get access to silver lances and swords at the next chapter. And, you know, some different magic if you want. That's fine. Some daggers. These aren't always available, so it's nice to pick them up. Javelins available, but no hand axes. And some iron weapons, but not all. Just the way it is. That's it. That's all for shops. Okay. I will get back to the final preps once I load them, but I think that's everything I wanted to cover on this screen. Today is the happy day the princess returns, yet goddess sees fit to bring rain. Calm rain is like a kiss upon the face, a scent and feel unparalleled in kind. Reunions in the rain are the most heartfelt. Say, Bastion, how far do you suppose the princess and her escort have come? Why aren't they here? Listen, friend. You have asked me the same question 58 times, and I have responded 57 times thusly. But now, 58 comes anon. You need to calm yourself. Yeah, I know, but it's only a little while longer. Make no mistake, our princess will arrive today. I understand your impatience, I really do, but you're the general of our little armies. If you act so, the men will react in kind. A true knight is the essence of composure. Take a deep breath, in and out. Hoo-wee, woo. See, don't you feel better? Blast, it's no good. I'm gonna go, check stuff and things. What am I supposed to do with him? It's a good thing he went to check things, though. We're surrounded! They're here! Wait, no, they're here! The good guys are here. What, really? That's them, isn't it? That's the princess's army. Where? Show me. Jeffrey, you dolt. They're red guys, not blue guys. Blue are the good guys. Dane's troops are always red-themed. What? No, please tell me you're joking. We're surrounded by red units. Once we cross the hills, we'll be in Delbray territory. Count Bastion went ahead of us, so they should know you for your return. Speaking of which, here he comes! I suppose he couldn't wait any longer, and came riding to meet you. How sweet. Princess Alincia, Lady Lucia. Bastion, there's no need for you to rush. I'm coming right now. We've been attacked! Castle Delbray surrounded. Oh no. It can't be. Joffrey. He's acting as a decoy. You must continue on this road to the southwest. The enemy found us, eh? Nothing to do but change course. I'll lead you to another hiding place. What? But Jeffrey, Bastion? Luck was not with us, Princess. We have no choice. We abandoned our companions at Castle of Delbray. We shall not. Joffrey and the others... I just can't say it after Game of Thrones. Jeffrey and the others have survived so much. I will not abandon them. Princess, please. If you could do so without danger to you, we would gladly risk our lives. We cannot do this. Lucia, we're going to the castle. Bastion, you must not do this thing. Why are you talking to them? Just tell Ike. He knows what to do. Jeffrey is a knight. In the name of our friend's honor, Princess, you must escape. No, they've survived this long. They're alive. Nuh-uh. I'm not going. You can't make me. General Ike, we don't have much time. While we stand here squabbling, Dane scouts may spot our position. Please move the army southwest. Nah. Pardon? What did you say to me? Yeah, we're going to the castle. If it's surrounded by Dane troops, we just cut our way through and join the other knights, right? Weren't you listening? I said we had no choice but to leave them behind. I'm really tired of Jeffrey. They were lost to us the moment the enemy discovered and surrounded them. Yeah, they're not so lost I can't take them back. You are the general of Crimea's army, are you not? Even if only for the moment? I would hope that you would act more in accordance with your responsibilities. Yeah, I didn't really ask to be a general. I was put here in charge as a matter of time and circumstance. But as a mercenary, I do have a contract with Princess Alincia that's still in effect. That means she's my employer. And right now, my employer says she wants to go save the people in that castle. Yeah, I don't want anyone to be sacrificed. Alright, we're going. If you're so worried about the princess, I'll leave her here with you. You can keep her safe. Oh, Ike. Until the princess's army is out of sight, you must not let the enemy spot them. Do what you must to draw their attention. Sir, yes, sir, we're gonna die. Yay! I mean, it's not looking good. They're coming into view. Combat. I think the rain literally just stopped as soon as the map's shown, because I don't think they have, like, weather effects for the actual, battle scenes or anything. Radiant Dawn might have added a couple weather effects to the background in-game. Like, in the middle of a map, but I feel like it just never happens in this one. Maybe I've just not been paying attention. Alright, so we reload with a few more preps ready to go and a bit of a plan on the map. As far as base preps go, there's probably not much. I want to double check that I got that support. Yeah, I must have decided the same thing on my own time to do the two that we saw earlier. Marcia plus Rolf. Yeah, okay, good. I agree with my past self. Perfect. And then, yeah, so a little bit of level ups for people with, 0 XP. In terms of leveling them, I haven't had to do a lot of rigging anymore. There's a couple units that are struggling a little bit to get, like, one of the stats maxed I'd like. Oscar's been really struggling with skill this whole game. I know we gave him, like, maybe even 2 skill books, but he's really been getting bad skill growths, and I've been trying to help that out if I can. Soren's doing fine. Kieran, honestly, not. He's maybe struggling about as much as Oscar. Not that they're struggling, but, their leveling up has been a bit rough. Astrid, I think, is doing very well. Cap 2 already. Ilyana is having a pretty slow start. I think I'm going to give her a Spirit Dust, just to speed her magic growth up a little bit. She's likely to cap it anyway, but I couldn't think of anyone else that needs +2 magic, so seems sensible. Volk maybe could get some skill and speed maxed. I'm going to bring Tanith today, and I'm going to give her an energy drop so her strength catches up. Because that's the only thing she's a little bit low on, really. Maybe defense, but we're going to bring Tanith along for a little bit today. Today's map is a kind of go-fast map, and having more flyers and cavalry is probably the way to go. Boyd, you can see defense slowly catching up. Jill's overall stats are pretty solid. Har, I thought about using as well, but he's already kind of ahead of schedule. Tanith could maybe use a little bit of work if we want to try to get her to 20. Rolf, honestly, very blessed stats. And that's kind of everyone else I've been training recently. Mia and Zhark are coming along, but just slow for movement. I thought about bringing Nephany or Gatry, but same thing. They're just... This map has got a lot of movement. If I deploy the 7 move units, they're just kind of going to fall behind and not really contribute very much. It's kind of a shame, honestly, yeah. But that's just how the game goes. I did forge a silver axe. I gave it to Boyd. We're not even going to use it on this map, and it's honestly overkill. But our first silver forge, there you go. I didn't go max might or max hit because of the money situation, but that's that. And yeah, let's use these stat boosters. Ilyana had one. I also have a resistance up. I'm not sure who I'm going to give that to yet. It kind of could be used on anyone as we get close to level 20. And if they're like close to maxing resistance, I could just give them this +2. And that would apply to the transfer bonus, which that might be worth it. But yeah, I've got way too much weapons. This is a thing I probably always do, is I end up with a convoy full of junk that I'll never even bother equipping. But I will try to take out the Brave Sword and all the really good stuff for the last couple chapters. It's just, yeah, we're at the point where there's nothing stopping us from using the best stuff, other than it's overkill, really. But yeah, I kind of got rid of iron finally, which I should have done a dozen chapters ago. And it's fine. But yeah, basically, if your units are crazy overpowered, iron and steel pretty much always covers it anyway. Especially if you're willing to go like to steel blades or just buy some silver swords. Like, they're pretty good. I think I was going to mention, I thought about this behind, the forged silver sword. We could get this up to 18 might and more hit if you care. But for swords, we also have, where is it? This one. Silver blades. So even though you can get it up to 18 might, we already have a base 15 might that we can just have. So it's not like there's no variant for axes and lances that's like a blade is for sword to blade. So it is like a downside of forging silver swords, like spending your 1 forge on swords. You know, you're getting a percentage larger increase from 13 to 18, but it's actually like 15 to 18 if you have access to these. And we also have a silver or an S rank sword. Yeah, so you know, that's kind of what I was thinking. It's maybe more important to forge the axes and lances. Mostly. And it's nice on the bows, too. A silver bow with +5 is really good for killing flyers. Anyway, for today's map, you can kind of see the loadout. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Easy. And for starting, we got a pretty small group, which is annoying. I think we're going to get a friend, like the two, Bastion and Lucia will join immediately. So I could have brought some weapons for them if you care. I don't really plan on using them anyway, but yeah, 11 units max. I couldn't find a good reason to deploy Volk. There's like a couple things you can steal, but it's not that big a deal. That's why we managed to get Tanith, just to show our off a little bit. And still a couple sages, although they're a little bit slow. 6 movement is quite slow, but it's better than having to follow along with Rolf and Boyd and Mia and Nephany and Gatry. Like, all these guys would just kind of weigh us down. At the very least, we can dance and carry and rescue drop, like, you know, a couple people. Okay, I'm going to load this up. We start the battle. I'm going to talk about the number of turns and all that. But like I said, we're going to get a couple of units. So I think if we hit fight, we should get a little scene here. These Crimean refugees are no easy meat, and there are more of them than I expected. General Rickard, enemy reinforcements from the east. What? It appears to be troops from Princess Crimea's army. The army that brushed aside our troops in Dane and defeated General Petrine? They're marching at us? Fantastic, I was getting bored. Let's smash all these curs and wrap ourselves in glory. General Geoffrey, it's the Crimean army. Princess Elincia's army's headed here. Fools, what are you thinking, Bastion? Oh, Princess, it's not too late. Please take wing and flee. Our goal is to rescue those knights. Attack! Do I not get those two? Maybe they come join. Maybe they join on the next chapter or something. I forget. I feel like they obviously join. I just maybe a little bit later. So we have 15 turns to get anyone here. Flyers make it a little bit easier. And Geoffrey needs to stay alive. So you need to be maybe a little bit quicker on hard mode. Well, technically he can die, but you're going to lose something kind of neat if he dies. So we want to keep him alive. Everyone else here is disposable. Enemy has some more ballista. You know, there's some of that. There's a house to go visit for some loot. There's another house to visit for some loot. There's a boss that you can kill or steal an elixir. That's one of the very few things you could steal. Maybe you could get him to switch to short axe and steal the blade, or steal the short axe. But yeah, basically other than Rickard, I don't think there's much to steal. And there's no easy way to boss abuse on this map or anything like that. I'm going to do a real quick like item inventory search just to give you an idea. Bow, longbows, bows, silver swords. So the enemy are getting better weapons as we're getting towards the end game. Like Killer Lance is still a little spicy, you know, don't forget about those. Steel tier weapons mostly, just one basic weapon, basically worthless. Like I said, basically nothing to steal or drop, right? I could steal a vulnerary, and I could steal a men's staff, you know? I don't need that bad. Bolganone, you know, pretty strong. Long sword and a vulnerary, steel axes. So yeah, that's another silver axe. So there are some, specifically the promoted units, and you can kind of identify them by, you know, them looking different. I'd say often have stronger weapons. Like this guy has a silver lance, and this guy only has a steel lance. You know, the promoted guy is better. So that's a way to help, and that's it. So basically garbage. But there's lots of enemies, and there will be some reinforcements from up here, pirates or bandits that will come to break the house. So you got to go fairly quick. And I think there's some reinforcements down here that go to the left, but that might take a while. I feel like as long as we move at a somewhat decent pace, this one's not a super hard map, but yeah, we'll see. All right, well, this is turn 1 already, so let's get to it. So I kind of prepared my first round a little bit. My goal here is to have the mages clean up these two and sort of stay out of way of this guy. I want my cavalry to kind of kill these 3 cavalry, and that leaves drawing this guy over, possibly, as well as these guys. So this will be like a javelin bait. Maybe we don't want anyone in range of the killer lance, you know, just in case. Maybe keep that in mind. That's a little bit dangerous. And over here, silver lance is a big hitter. So make sure anybody in range of this, 32 damage is, you know, enough, right? That's going to hurt a bit. So that's kind of my logic. Let me just get a drink of water here, and then we'll get to business. Also, this gives me a chance to check recording settings. Yeah. Okay. Do I have animations on? Yes. Okay, we're good. Let's go. Kablam! This should be easy. Oh, in terms of... Sure, 15 minutes to win. 7 turns to get maximum bonus XP. Although there might be reinforcements that show up even after turn 7, so you can decide if that's more important. Didn't I have everything highlighted? Why does it... Is that just me? Does it always do that after a combat? Or did I accidentally turn it off? It is easy to tap the B button like twice. These three are all gonna die. I think this is safe. I didn't even check the numbers. It might not be safe at all. Nah, we're good. So I'm trying to get Ilyana and Soren's weapon rank to around A for their primaries. Just, you know, for transfer reasons. It's going to be hard to get them to S rank without really dedicated grinding, but I feel like A rank should still be attainable. Maybe, you know, we'll see. Alright, we also have Tanith. I could use her special ability, Reinforce. I haven't shown it off yet, so it's on the to-do list. That's definitely enough. Javelins, ho! Yeah, we've kind of gotten to the point where our basic stats are just a little bit too strong. Alright. I will need to use Raisin to dance one person into range of these guys. And that will probably be Astrid. So, Oscar... Is there anything else to worry about over here? I'm trying to avoid the Killer Lance. I suppose if I can do this with a Javelin... I don't want to actually stand in this tile, because that will be in range of the Killer Lance. So Javelin from here is ideal. Okay. Assuming it's a kill. Oh, that's definitely a kill. How's your weapon ranks? Do you want bow ranks or anything? Yeah, sure. He can counter with a bow. It'll actually work a little bit better against the flyer anyway. Yeah, it's 23. That's so overkill. So yeah, I know I've rigged my characters up to have a little bit more XP and levels and base stats than maybe a normal run would have. But trust me when I say it doesn't really change anything. Even if we were only at like 19 or 20 strength, it's very likely that Oscar would be one-shotting these very, very weak enemies. Like it just... He's currently at 36 damage. Let's say he went all the way down to 30. And that's still just an Iron Forged bolt. We've had it since the beginning of the game, basically. 30 damage here is still 16. That's still one round, so as a simple option. So that would be 6 less strength. I'd say a 19 strength Oscar at this point in the game, no big deal. That's easy. 25 is a little bit much, but a few points less, you know, that's I guess hopefully you buy my story, but trust when I say this is it's not like my grinding has drastically changed the difficulty here. Sure, it makes it a bit easier, but it's just how Path of Radiance is. There are little things here and there that can trick you and make you lose a character or lose a map. But once you're familiar with the system and mechanics, I'd say this is definitely one of the more relaxed playthroughs. Even on hard mode, like, pretty relaxed. So we could attack and Kanto out of the way here this time. Although... depends on where I want to stand. If I want to stand diagonally beside Oscar, then we need a ranged weapon. Actually, this guy... so, I really should have actually left Oscar with the hand axe equipped, or javelin, whatever he's called. Javelin, yeah. Because this guy, of course. I could technically still fix that if I choose. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to... like, Astrid could go for the sword guy, but that will leave my mages exposed here, which probably not worth it. Alright. Hand axe? 1919. Yeah. Weapon triangle for the win. Sure, it's going to be a little bit worse against the sword guy, but... So, like, those enemies, they don't give enough XP to really be justified. Not that big a deal. Let's switch back to Javelin. And you're out of range of everything. Unless they want to lance you, but no killer lance, just a Javelin for those two. And this guy can't reach yet because I didn't set that up. I would like to lure maybe both wyverns over by leaving someone here. And maybe I lure... Yeah, I could lure this axe guy to here as well. Well, yeah. I don't know if I want to use Tanith for it. Her defense... it's not great. Okay, Mist probably isn't going to do much first turn either. She just moves over. I mean, maybe these two are linked together, and if one moves, the other moves. And then we can use Ike here to lure at least the promoted over White Wyvern Lord. And Marcia can still do the... Oh, no, she can't actually make it. Wow, that'll teach me. I thought I could get there. Okay, well, she'll move to the spot where the other wyvern can move. One up. Well, we'll go 2 diagonal from Ike. Oh. This is counting ballista range. I should have also kept an eye on that. Steel bow can only reach to around here. But the, yeah, no, that's fine. That's a good argument not to put Tanith up there, though. That's for sure. Marcia, however, still has the full guard and good defense. So my Wyvern Lure makes sense here. No javelins or anything. Cool. Okay, so that just left, you know, basically everyone is lured over except this one mercenary. That's not too bad. And Tanith is going to stay out of range for now. In fact, maybe what I'll do with her is get those reinforcements. Would have been nice to control them. They're just going to go get killed. Was that a 1% hit rate? Whew. That's brutal. They still went for it, even at 1. I guess Oscar, Kieran have that support. But still, the supports are only giving us like 10 or 15 avoid, right? Having 1% is just insane. Alright, they're going to start shooting our allied archers. They're going to shoot at us a little bit. No crit rate, though, so no biggie. Oh, that guy moved. Cool. So the axe guy came at us even though he couldn't attack. And yeah, our reinforcements kind of wasted there. Would have been better if the Wyvern Lord had attacked Marcia or something. So. We got the guard cancel thing. Ooh. No attack for you. Lots of reinforcements to the north. We're going to get to watch a whole bunch of green guy fighting. This is the kind of stuff that really slows maps down. It's not as bad as Genealogy of the Holy War, where every second battle had, you know, 20 green units fighting 20 red units while you just trained in the arena. But there's still enough to slow it down. There's just a lot of enemy units on this map, I suppose, altogether. It's maybe a little bit annoying because they're actually quite low level and weak. They're pathetic. They don't give you much XP, and they just kind of waste time, you know? So in my experience, yeah, the green guys with Jeffrey usually win the first round pretty easily against the Dane armies that are starting right here. But I think it's the second or third wave start really, depending on how the luck goes, they start getting, you know, the archers will get sniped off by the enemies, and the cavalry will start getting wounded, and then if Jeffrey is dumb, he will just get killed. But it will take a while, but yeah, the first round should be pretty easy. Would have been nice if they killed him, I guess, that one guy, but... Oh, look who it is! Lucia Bastion, are you sure? The words of Ike ring yet on in my ears. We were so trapped by our own ideas that we were unable to sympathize with your feelings. I'm terribly sorry. Because the two of you think to put me above all else, you say you will sacrifice your lives. Yet, even if I'm able to borrow of Ike's strength and win back Crimea, if the cost of that victory is the lives of you two, I shall never smile again. Okay. I'm not really feeling it, Alincia. Like, I don't know who these... Okay, a brief aside to talk about the story. I do really enjoy Path of Radiance's general story, and it holds together better than a lot of Fire Emblem stories. Some of them, if you scrutinize them hardly at all, they fall apart, and all the villains' motivations are stupid, and the heroes are dumb. I'm not even super critical of this stuff. I just think it's like the writers thought that we, the audience, would care about these random nobodies who just showed up after 23 chapters. Like, you know, maybe you're supposed to like Alincia, and she's okay. She's been around, right? We've been helping her out. So, like, there's some room for that. But every one of her retainers is like, oh, I'm so glad to have seen you again. And for me, playing along, I'm like, who are these people? What? Why do I care? Maybe if they had if these three had an active role with Ike, and it maybe doesn't make sense plot-wise, but, like, story-wise, enjoyment-wise, if they had been relevant for the first 5 or 10 chapters, and then disappeared, and you're like, oh, that sucks, they may have died, then the reuniting here would be pretty cool. But as it is, it just feels like, blah, 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 my heart will go on, boo, hoo, hoo, please save Jeffrey, you know, like, for you, we would the world itself depart. You know, all this poetry and high-profile stuff, like, to get 2 units that I don't even want. Like, not to complain even more, but let's talk about Lucia and Bastion. If you want, like, a worse Mia, here you go. And, like, you know, she's got the bad skill that mostly makes her worse. And Earth is a good attribute, but it's pretty late for supports. And, like, sure, 21 skill, 23 speed at level 12, promoted, with 10 defense. I don't even know. Do I want to look up Mia's averages? Hold on. This is actually very easy to do. Average stats. I don't have it ready for on-screen right now, but Mia at level 12 Swordmaster will have, on average, 37.5 HP, 18 strength, 9 magic, whatever, 23 skill, beats her, 28 speed, vastly beats her, 17 luck, sure, 14 defense, vastly beats her, and 10 resistance. So if you have bothered to keep Mia caught up, which, you know, isn't that hard, she will beat Lucia in everything but magic, which is the stat that doesn't matter. And not by, like, 1 or 2. On average, 3, 4, or 5 points. Which means with a little bit of good luck, like resetting on the BXP levels, you'll have a Mia, like my Mia, who makes Lucia look like utter garbage. You could use Z-Hark as well. I'll quickly check him, because now I'm really dunking on this girl. Z-Hark. Average stats, level 12 Swordmaster. If anything, he's probably even worse. Or, like, the discrepancy is even worse, because he's generally a little bit better than Mia. Just joins later. 40 HP, 20.5 strength, which is all getting real high there, even near cap at 12. 6 magic, sure. She wins magic. Z-Hark would have 25.5 skill, 28.6 speed, 14.4 luck, so she wins there. 15 defense, even worse, and low resistance. So she wins in luck and resistance and magic, which don't matter all that much. And her resistance is still low, and her defense is real bad. So, suffice to say, I'm not a Lucia lover. I guess if you're thinking of her as a replacement unit for like someone who's died, but you really want to, like, you also, it's probably fair to say you don't recruit Stefan, whereas Lucia is an auto recruit. You don't have to do anything. You know, she's probably worse than Stefan, but you know, he's a secret character, so I'll give him some props. Anyway, her final note here for her growths, not like it really matters. Growth rates: 70 HP, 50 strength, 30 magic, 70 skill, 65 speed, 50 luck, 40 defense, 30 res. Her stats are actually pretty solid, or her growth rates. The funny thing is, I think she's one of the units where if you backdated it, like if you took her growths, reversed them, and de-leveled her, she would have like negative level 1 bases. Like, let's see, an easy one. Defense, 40% growth in 11 level ups, right? 11 level ups. She would get, on average, 4 or 5 defense up. So a level 20 Myrmidon, she would have maybe 5 or 6 defense. Another 19 level ups reversed. Let's say 9 less defense. That's negative 5 defense. So with her average growths, she starts a level 1 Swordmaster with negative 5 defense. That's kind of how bad it is as an extreme example. She's not the only one where you could reverse growth it and have negatives, but that's like a pretty bad sign. So even though her growth rates are decent, the bases are trash. And I say that with the utmost of disrespect. She does have a Laguz Guard, so that's the second one of those if you want, I guess. Good, great. We already got one and I never use it, because almost never matters. I say never, there's a couple times, but almost never. And then we've got Bastion, so yeah, it's almost the same thing, you know, sorry. The last Sage we got was Khalil, who was almost an automatic join. You just had to talk to her. And she was not great and had a dagger proficiency rather than a staff proficiency. But here we go. We get another one with exactly the same problem. He's also got a terrible skill, basically something you want to delete. If you're gonna, this would literally weaken a weapon that the boss drops that you're going to steal. So if they have like a silver sword with, you know, 15 or 20 uses, you attack with this guy, and they could lose a whole bunch. I can't remember the exact formula, but they could literally lose half the weapon's durability in a couple turns. And then you drop it and you feel real bad. And the chance of ever breaking one before killing one is very, very low. So just bad. I don't know what they were thinking. Knives mean nothing, although this is one, like, this is the best knife. He gives you a free knife. Good. And Elwind is, you know, this was a good spell in like chapter 4. But like, I don't know. He's a strong mage, I guess is the idea. He's a strength mage. But that's just never something that's good in almost any Fire Emblem game. Let me check his growth rates here quick. But what was his wind element attribute? I mean, yeah, that's okay. Nothing crazy there. So 55 HP, 40 strength, you know, way higher than Soren anyway. 65 magic is quite high. 65 skill, 55 speed, 30 luck, 35 defense, 50 res. To be fair, if he had those stats at a lower level with not completely garbage bases, that would be okay. That's a lot of strength on a mage, which means he's not going to be weighed down by the big tomes. However, his speed is pretty bad for level 13 promoted. I will once again compare him to Soren like I compared... I'm being really mean on these two, but these guys are maybe the first recruits that really feel like they let me down for a pre-promote. So a level 13 average Soren with no extra anything, no stat boosters, no preferential level ups, 36 HP. Even Soren has more HP by natural growth. That's terrible. Soren's one of the worst HP characters. Sure, Soren would only have 3.5 strength, but, you know, what was I just saying? Elwind, his primary spell, you only need 2 strength. So that makes 0 difference for Soren. The standard spell he uses is fine. It doesn't make any difference. Soren would have 25.6 magic. That's over 6 points on average higher. 27 skill, 6 points higher. 22 speed, 6 points higher. About the same luck, 1 less technically. 8.6 defense. Okay, Soren, much more fragile, but sages are fragile anyway, right? So that's just how it is. Plus, Bastion could get doubled. Soren is not getting doubled. At least not by much. And then Soren would also have 26 resistance at level 13. So, you know, the only thing Bastion really wins there on is strength and defense. And the other stats are just way more important. It's not really any competition. I think these two units are... I don't know if they're meant to be a joke or just... Like, the game put... Maybe this is partially why I was talking about how the game put so much emphasis on these two. As if Alencia is, like, really happy to see them. And there's all this emotional... You know, oh, I'm so glad to see you. He's got a funny accent and poetry. But then they join and they're garbage. And I don't care about them. Like, anyway, I'm going to stop complaining. But that is the gist of it. I could get a kill here with Ilyana, which we should maybe try. Gotta watch out for Ballista. Now, I don't think it will be one-shotting anyone, but maybe what I try is to dance Marcia over there to get that kill. She only needs an extra 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 tiles to get it. And we can definitely get that far with racing. Yeah, that's fine. I need Ike to control these holy guards. So what usually happens is you get 1 good one and 2 nothings. The unpromoted versions are usually pretty much fodder. I mean, they don't always get 1 shot, but this guy's very strong. I don't know, you know, exactly what I want to do with them, but they're good bait. We could just leave Ike down here for fun, right? That's great. Yeah, let's do that. 13, 13. Not enough. 13 or 12, 12. Even worse. 16, 16. It's a good thing I can't kill this guy with Ike in 1 round. Wow. Wow. That is actually a bit worse than I expected. All right. I'm going to move Ike up. I'm going to direct my new allies to... I don't know what I want them to do. I don't want them to go after the boss. It would be cool if they could take out, like, one of the ballista or something. I don't think they're ever going to be able to pull that off. Maybe what I'll do is I'll send them up here. This is the first village to get destroyed. Maybe they can distract something up there. I don't know. I'm not going to keep my hopes up too high. Yeah, that looks good. Go, Ike, go. At least the combat has some range, just not the map. That's what I meant by engine. Not the combat animation, but the map screen. Alright, done. Cannot forget about this Silver Lance. I don't suppose Jill... 19, 19. That is enough. Good job, Jill. All right, you got this guy. I don't know how many... I gotta be a little bit careful. I'm not going to bite off too much here. There's a lot of enemies to fight, and even if we 1 round each on player phase, I mean, I only have 11 units, so that's only 11 kills. Would have been better if this guy had, you know, attacked on my turn a little differently. So Rayson could dance from here. The other thing was, like, I want to kill the Killer Lance guy. Probably no way. Unless we could get a double dance, which is, you know, not happening. I think, in hindsight, what I actually do is have well, wait. If Marcia can kill the Killer Lance, I could still dance theoretically Oscar over there. Oscar could kill here, and then he's got 9 movement as well, right? So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He can't move into the thicket, so we'll have to kill with a javelin. And this would leave him in range of some threat. We've got a Bolganone, 24 damage magic. We've got a 33 damage silver axe. Long sword that's going to be about 26 damage. That's a lot. There's a lot. Besides the 4 cavalry right here. Well, let's put a pin in that for a moment. I think Marcia will kill the killer axe or the killer lance, but I'm kind of thinking I might not be able to get the ballista this turn. This is where if I gave Ilyana the bolting tome, she could just go zap him. Trust me, I don't forget that I have all these cool weapons. I just don't think I need them, you know? You guys basically also start too far back, so they can't even help anyway. At best, you could maybe push someone. I guess they could have tried a double push. That would have maybe got Ilyana up here. It's not much. How do we do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 1, 2. We got Ilyana. 2, 3, 4. I guess Mist could kill one. Maybe Mist kills here. And then Marcia kills the killer. Then Oscar kills the archer. In theory, to get Dance to his death. Then we still need Tanith to kill something. Hopefully these guys are weak enough. That's one of the things that's a bit pushing my luck. Ilyana goes for this one. Kieran and Astrid each take one of these. So the question is, can Tanith kill one of these 3 dudes? And maybe not get killed in whatever you call that, follow-up. As a consequence. So, let's just see. Steel Sword doesn't seem very strong. 60, oh, that's close. Almost got it at 28 damage. So that means Silver Blade easily does it. I was trying not to use the Silver Blade. You know, because it's a more expensive weapon, but... Yeah, she does pretty poorly against Archer. Yeah, Soren could only attack here, so I think... I guess we just use the Silver Blade. Who would I rather kill? Doesn't really make much difference. I guess less damage if we get hit. Are you... Yeah, there's that too. That's always a chance that Silver Blade's not very accurate. Alright, get out of the way. That was 1 square more than I needed. Well, that's unfortunate. Do we just commit then to not killing the ballista this turn? That's too bad. I think that's it, because I think we still have to try this. I don't even know if this will work. But we have a very cheerful lance or javelin. It's a good thing, because it should be just enough. Yeah, no. That's only 30 damage. Dang! I need a crit. I just need a crit. We might be in a little trouble here. I mean, is it? It's... Problem is I can't really protect everyone from the Killer Lance. Now, it's 26 base damage, 36 crit, but that means he's got crit on anyone in range. And... well, if you've got high defense, it's not too bad. 26 damage versus 22, that's 4 times 3. Like, she survives that, but... I don't think Soren would. Alright, Soren and Diagonal is the risky line. Well. Well. Mist also has very low, defense. This guy's also... maybe I should have had Tanith go this way, actually. That wouldn't have changed too much, but... man, that is some overkill there. I guess we might as well anyway. Just... there's kind of, like, one and a half enemies too many right now. What if I had made a crit-based Javelin and given it to Marcia for that 9% bonus crit rate? Would that have been worth it? Okay, we got Archer needs to die. I'd say the least dangerous will be probably Steel Sword guy. Maybe I can still lure, like, the mage over. So we're making a little bit of progress. So, like, Oscar, he's not going to get danced anymore. Okay, I actually want him to attack from here with a javelin? Or do I want him to attack from here with a bow? He's out of range of the longsword as well. Let me just see how this looks. Okay, he can't even get hurt. Good. It's always a good side when the enemy does 0 damage. And this way he gets precious bow XP against the mage. Alright, let's see if we can turn this turnaround. Wait, that's... we want to stay right where we are. Perfect. Okay, good enough. Don't like this guy, but I see absolutely no way to help. Doing this with Eliana will put her in range. Nobody dangerous. So that, yeah, the real threat is right now Soren is in the most threat. I might be able to block him up with one of the perhaps one of the paladins will be able to get in the way. I could rescue him, but it's probably better to kill more cavaliers because I don't want 3 of them alive, you know. Hey. Well, B rank. Now we can calculate how much more to go to get to A. Alright, so this guy could go after Oscar. Of all the targets, not too bad. And he doesn't counter, so he might. That would be not that much damage. No. 4 damage, same as Marcia. That's fine. But did I calculate if Soren dies? 6 defense. That's 20 damage. A crit is 60. He's super dead. If that hits. Now, he's got a pretty good avoid. It'd be better if Ike was nearby. But, interesting. Well, wait. I still have 3 kills left. How did I not... oh, because I was... Right. So we can kill these 3. Or 2 of them. And dance. Well, dancing lets him kill all 3 anyway. Well... I forgot I had a racing. There's no way to dance paladins over water, right? if I had Boyd, or not Boyd, well, I don't know if Boyd can use the longbow, but Rolf anyway could use the longbow from here. I mean, I could dance Jill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. She can definitely get there. How would she do against the effective... I don't know the might on the ballista. It might literally just be whatever weapon they've got rather than separate stats. Assumedly that would be 27. So 6 damage isn't that bad. I think I'd rather have Jill take a ballista than almost anyone risk a Killer Lance crit. And that leaves one of these 3 alive. And maybe I lure this guy down as well. There is this. Alright, that's a little bit spicier then. That puts Jill in range of 2 ballistas. I don't think that's going to kill her, and she'll be out of range of any other attacks. Okay, then do I lure this down as well? I think we do. I really want to make sure the archer is dead. I mean, obviously. Yeah, these guys are super weak. Yeah. Don't forget, a lot of enemy units on this map, trash stat. Absolutely garbage. Alright, and we're going to stay somewhere around here, actually. I'll move up a bit. And I want to dance Jill. Maybe... No, there's no way she's going to be able to hit that guy and get her the double range. No, there's absolutely no possibility. Yeah, this might not work out, but we can Canto Dance, which is pretty cool. It's the whole reason for the Night Ring, right? This is the kind of thing you can't normally do. Now, those allied flyers are fairly likely to fly up here and take the hits for us, which is perfect. But yeah, I didn't really plan that far ahead. I suppose you just go with whichever weapon you want. It doesn't really matter. I guess Steel Lance gets you more weapon XP, but yeah, doesn't make much difference. Alright, well, there's no crits to worry about, basically. And now we go for Javelin, I think. Do I need... This guy will probably go after Rayson. But, like, he can take... his speed is crazy good now. Like, by leveling him up to 20, you know, he's at least hard to hit. And he's got some hit points. I don't think we need to worry about one 21 damage sword going after him. Yeah, we can keep moving here. Yeah, this is fine. And I think I'm just going to send Astrid up with Kieran to start clearing the north. So a little bit of a spicy turn, but I don't think I'm opening up anyone to death. I mean, you judge for yourselves, of course, as always. Let's see. Did I miss something important? Well, we didn't give them a easy ballista shot. They're going for Jill. 23? How does that... Well... I really wish there was some way in-game you could see how much damage those would do. Like, I knew it was dangerous, but... Did I... Crap, I don't think I made any checkpoint saves today. Nope, I did not. Alright. Great. Halfway through an episode. And this is why I do my checkpoints. Because, like, How would you... How is that calculated? So it was 23 damage. So can we reverse engineer it? Now that we know crits are tripled. It's not a crit, though. It's not a crit. It's effectiveness only. So that means 23 plus defense is 44. They have to be able to do 44 attack, strength plus doubled weapon weight. Doubled weapon. I'm fairly certain they use their strength score, which is 10. So that means the ballista has to have a base might. 44 minus 10 is 34, and then doubled because flying. Is it actually a base 17 might weapon? That's, I mean, maybe accurate for ballista, but that's crazy. But that would mean 27 damage. I honestly don't know. Is there a way I can find ballista stats? Hold on. Science time. Ballista. Path of Radiance. It's in a lot of different games. It is an 18 might. 3 to 10 range. Okay. Okay. 18 might. Is that still add up correctly, or did I miss something? Because that would make 36. I wonder if they're wrong. I wonder if the might is actually 17 and I got the math right and whoever put it into the wiki is wrong. It's possible. If it's 18, then that number should have been different, right? It should be 10, assuming it's using their strength, plus 36 would be 46, minus 21 defense, 45, and, or 25, sorry, 46 to 25. And she was definitely taking 23s. So unless there was some other +2 defense, I don't think she was getting a support bonus from Mist. So, alright, well. Anyway, let's go a little faster this time. I am both shocked and awed by how badly that went. I mean, I thought I was calculating something for ballistas, but clearly oh no, wait. The ballista actually says ignores user strength. But then that's, like, I'm looking at a wiki right now. That still doesn't add up. Because that would have been, if it is just 18, ignore strength, that's a weapon might, just raw attack value of 18, 36 against a flyer, because I'm pretty sure effectiveness just doubles. She should have taken 15 damage and survived. 15 damage times 2. Something still doesn't work. I don't know if I trust that wiki right now. Maybe they're different strength on different chapters, you know? It's just... Well, these are iron bees, like iron ballista. I know there's, like, rock-throwing ballistas. Huh. There's no way to... Hold on, there's some in-game stuff I've never looked at. Guide. Can you tell me about what chapter are we on? 20-something? No, there's nothing down here. I have never even looked. Is there a ballista tutorial? Hold on. There we go. Switch through this. Buttons. This is just where all the different tutorials are. Sure. Sort by ballista? Bonus damage? I mean, effective damage, maybe? Nah, it has all kinds of how to play, but not like the deep mechanics. You just gotta figure those out on your own, I think. He's got lots of info, but... Alright, anyway, let's just keep moving. My bad. And I mean, hey, maybe you're happy to see the map versions of the spell animations. You know, the coders, the programmers, the animation artists, they worked in both like a sideways, not 2D anymore, but a battle menu and also a map version. Okay, what did I decide to do last time? I wanted to lure this guy over, and this guy. So we wanted someone standing there. It didn't work because I summoned Tanith's friends. Was there any reason for her to attack here, just for curiosity? 16, 16. It does work. Sure. Call for help. Oh! That's dumb. Of course, it's an action. You can't... I mean, it's not dumb. It's just... Okay, this is one of the main reasons I didn't want to use Tanith very much. Because you have to remember on Ike before you end your turn. It is a free action. This doesn't interrupt you. But you have to specifically give them instructions. Otherwise, they will just do random junk and get in your way. So, great. All right. Where was I? I guess we send Jill again. Sure. Not like killing these random unpromoted guys really matters anyway. I mean, you got to kill them, but they're not the threat, and they're not. Okay, Jill's in range of both. That's fine. I'm not too worried. So we tried to stay out of range of the Killer Lance guy. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe we should leave someone in range with good defense. Maybe that's what I want to do. Is leave maybe like right here, someone like Oscar's at 22. How would you feel about... Or maybe having someone in range of these guys so we get some counter kills here. Down to this town, probably. Yeah, maybe. $17-17, as long as it doesn't miss, sure. What famous last words? What could possibly go wrong? It's not like someone could die. Blue's been talking about how easy this game is, right? Alright, but we did need a dance to get someone to that other one. That's fine. Astrid's... Actually, what I should do is make sure Kieran is in support range of Oscar. That will give him 22 avoid. That's pretty solid. That's not even the Ike bonus. Okay. Mist is just going to move over. We're going to dance. We're going to dance, dance, dance. I was thinking of switching Jill from a javelin to a normal lance. We're lost. Trying to get back to here. Steel lance. Yeah, we could do that. Okay. I'm only doing this so we can trade and then dance Marsha up. It's a bit fiddly. This is not what I meant to click. Never mind all that. It's just this is how it goes. You know, you make a mistake, and then you get tilted, and then you input your menus just a little bit too quick, and then you make another mistake, and it totally throws off all your plans. And here we are. So if you missed it, if you weren't watching the screen, if you're falling asleep, I meant to trade Jill to a slightly better weapon, which is not very valuable, but something I was going to do. And instead of doing that, I danced the wrong person and didn't trade the weapon at all. Let's do this immediately. So let's get this out of the way the correct order. So we move here. We trade from a javelin. Actually, they're going to come at us with axe or with lances. So axes give us the weapon triangle bonus, which is probably a bit better. And we dance Marcia. And we're leaving Marcia in range of the killer lance guy. Well, no, we don't have to, because Oscar is. Oscar is in range of a few things, to be fair. But he also has 85 avoid and 22 defense. And I guess you could have given him the Night Ward to give him +2 to get 24 defense. But I don't think we'll have to worry about that. Alright, let's... I just need to see overlaps here. Yeah, we can leave Marcia in range of this axe guy from here. And that's not in range of the lance guy. But it is... Or the killer lance guy. It is in range of a javelin. Not like I'm too worried about her getting hit, but... What I'm trying to do is make sure the enemy move... And this time, they take more damage or death on enemy phase rather than what happened, you know, first attempt. That should give me a little bit more room to play with on the upcoming turns. I didn't direct them this time. They're just going to do something dumb. Alright. Sure. Exactly where I didn't want them to go. The first time I deployed Tanith, and I already regret deploying Tanith. Trust me, the action economy is good. You know, getting extra units as distractions is totally solid. Okay, we are gonna use some speed ups for some of this. Because unfortunately, every end of turn takes a while. There you go, thanks. One of the reasons Oscar is the man for taking some hits. As well as Marcia. She has a chance to just disable them. Alright, good. Great. Fine. I can't believe I still forgot to order the stupid allies. That was the crit. It had a 19%, and it would have done 12 damage, so no biggie. But yeah, this is definitely time for super speed. Haven't really done this yet. That guy didn't even attack. Wait, what? Isn't there an enemy unit that moved right down to Oscar and didn't attack? Oh man, take a drink every time we're on enemy phase and we have to watch green guys fighting red guys. I mean, a drink of water. Come on, stay hydrated. Alright, good. Okay, back to normal for now. Oh, no, this guy was in the way. We didn't kill this guy. I feel like these guys had the movement to get to Oscar, or at least the javelin guy, I think, could have thrown a javelin if this guy wasn't here, but maybe the wyvern blocked them. Anyway, in the end, it's turn 2, and almost nothing is different, except the killer lance guy is here. So that makes it a little bit better. Technically speaking. Alright, let's just start picking things off with whoever can pick things off, basically. Good. Nice. We'll do that little shove strat again. Shouldn't matter much, but, you know. I love shove. That is the killer lance. On the other hand, lots of things that could be killed, potentially. Are we gonna definitely make it to this ballista this turn? And I think the answer is yeah, Marcia, unless I cannot kill hardly at all, that's Marcia's job. Last time Jill killed the Wyvern leader. She can probably do it again. Tanith. I think we need to be pretty careful with. This should be good for her, though. Good, good, good. I'm going to keep her a little bit more back in general. I could calculate if this is safe, but, you know, I don't know. I just don't know. And Jill already died, so, you know, I'm not in such a crazy rush that we have to push it. So let's just, you know, take our time, play a little bit safer. We had our false start already. Okay, don't end turn. Right. Then Ike can go for this guy. Yeah, easy. Okay, chopping through the lower section. Now, Rayson, if he has to dance... So Rayson can dance from 2 tiles left of Ike, assuming we have to kill this archer. Well, if it's 18 might, it should do no damage in theory. If it is a no strength version, I don't know. I don't know if I trust it anymore, you know? Want to make sure nothing can hit Rayson on the bridge. Yeah, bridge is safe. Bridge is not safe, but magic also doesn't matter because Rayson don't give a damn. Magic is not going to kill him. Okay, so then Marsha may as well get 1 kill and then park here. And we're not even on the bridge anyway. So we can do this melee or not, whatever works. Should be fine. It's totally gonna work, guys. No way I messed this up this time. Okay, we can make it all the way to the danger zone. Where do we want to be? That's 1 ballista bolt at whatever that means. These guys can't get to her. These guys cannot get to her. Assumedly, the bow is dead. Mage does 26 magic, which is 8. She doesn't take bonus from longsword. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's 11. So 11 plus 8, that's not even half her HP. She's fine, right? That's assuming they even hit. Okay, this should be... Yeah, I don't think there's any risk here. As long as we get this kill, and it looks pretty safe. If we go Javelin, we will disincentivize the mage a bit. But it might not do as much damage against... Well, it won't do as much damage against the warrior, but... I think it's probably better to counter against the mage. Alright, the most annoying ballista dead. Now Jill could technically take a hit from ballista zone. Ballista time. But we gotta focus on these punks over here anyway for now. So let's just send Soren to the left a little. I think we're just gonna play with no animations on for now. This episode's gonna go on too long. It's too long of a map to do all over again after I already failed it. I forgot to give these guys orders again, by the way. I got 3 paladins, so we can kill these 3. And that should lure us our enemy paladin down. So we want, like, probably Oscar to go up specifically to deal with him. And Kieran, maybe. Yeah. Sure. Soul time. Double soul. Your soul is mine. Ch24. I mean, yeah, obviously kills. These guys are just too weak. But this gets us in position to threaten the next ballista, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, not quite, but we're getting close. And I don't think getting the paladins hit by it will matter too much. Something like this. I guess Astrid... Oh, has to kill this guy, right? I was thinking I need some help on the left, maybe. Well, the left side sort of ends up going through forests. It might be faster just to send all the paladins north anyway. It probably doesn't matter all that much, but... There will be a bunch of reinforcements on the north, so maybe having Astrid up here is fine. I think the river to the northeast is the first round of reinforcements, I think. I don't think anyone took any damage yet, right? We're... Maybe... No, we dodged everything. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons keeping these two together. That extra avoid, it's not bad. Okay. Oh... Yeah, no, even the Holy Guard dodged. Good for them. If only I could just tell them to, like, if I could just say, Ike, tell them to go somewhere. It's like, nah, you said end turn already. One chance to control them is up. Well, should be okay. I don't know if that'll trigger the boss paladin group, but... Alright, we might be able to save that archer from ballista, but... tricky. Axe guy calls for Marcia. We say no thank you. Not buying what you're selling. Paladin versus Oscar. Absolutely no chance. Crushed. And even if he hit us, we would have just healed ourselves by draining his life. Yeah, that soul. That's a. I think if I've got more occult scrolls. If I wanted to be boring, I'd just give them to all my paladins for more soul. Wow, Vantage crit? Get out of here. I feel it. It's pretty sweet. That's why I think I can generally run, well, maybe we can't save that archer. He has to save himself. But, yeah, Marcia being, she's got a lot of tricks. That was a cancel again, or whatever they call it, a guard. She's got a lot of ways to take 0 damage. Like, she's got good defense. She's got Vantage. She can cancel enemies' attacks. She can crit. She can just dodge with good avoid. Like, she is... Without having, you know, general tier defense stats, she is... Yeah, okay, that one's dead. They're all just gonna canto through that. Oh. I mean, they only have 39 hit rate, but... Maybe these Holy Guard are really good. Stealing my EXP is what they're doing. To be fair, the ones that are dying right now are, I believe, the unpromoted garbage units that probably give us 5 XP, so... It's not a big deal. Really, though, basically clearing out all the melee units, I guess I shouldn't complain. I know, generally speaking, Tanith's summon skill is really quite good, but this might be the end. I am Ricard, your corpse will be the sustenance that feeds my hunger for fame. Oh, he has a skill. Still didn't get the kill after all that. Dang. And the archer lives for now. Halberdier takes the fight down. Good. Paladin, kind of dumb. Gets a kill. Not a good spot. Should be focusing on the the Myrmidons that are right near the gate. And they're just ignoring them. But they got another kill. Sure, you're healing your archer. Are you going to protect him, though? No. Alright, there's your reinforcements. And reinforcements. And reinforcements. And reinforcements. They're everywhere. I think we may have crossed a line, or maybe my... Actually, I think Marcia would have triggered it, actually. Yeah. Once you cross the bridge, basically even this tile of the bridge, up or left, you will trigger the bottom reinforcements and the top reinforcements. These guys are, I think, turn-based. So turn 3, I think. And these guys, I don't know what triggered them. Hey, they just showed up. Look, I don't know everything. Anyway, we're already in position to save the house, which is good. And maybe leave someone with an axe to counter all this stuff. And maybe next turn we can deal with this. We do have another Killer Axe Berserker. That's 50 crit. Yeah, that's getting there. I think we have a short spear possible. I think we just go hand axe Kieran in the thicket, maybe? Out of range of them? Sure. Well, hold on. No, she can't make it to the thicket. The thing is, these two get pretty good supports together. But I think we don't need that. Oh, thank the goddess, the Crimean army's arrived. We who have suffered so much under Dane's rule will finally be free. We can put our faith in that, can't we? If there's anything we can do to help, please, rescue our beloved Crimea. You got a cool savior scroll. Nice. This is a fairly rare skill as well, very late game. That's the one I believe that lets you carry people around with no stat penalties, which is okay on a paladin. On the downside, Astrid can't actually reach anyone. Does she want to lure these guys, or at least one of them? I think that's acceptable. She could actually just leave her, hold on. She could just leave the bow equipped, yeah. That would be probably more accurate. And I want to get that A-rank bow at the very least. Okay, sure. That leaves Oscar to start moving over this way. Iron Blade, couple lance guys, should be fine. Will be absolutely shocked if any of them deal any real damage to Oscar. No more support bonus, but he don't even need it. Alright, north side, probably mostly under control. I'm going to want Ilyana to be around. I feel like these bandits usually cross the river, but maybe with Astrid nearby, that will distract them. With Astrid, yeah. With Ilyana, I'm going to keep her nearby, but I don't know which direction she's going to go yet. So maybe something like here for now. Is there anyone else going north? That might be it. We should probably deal with these, and I should try to order Holy Guards. Don't forget about that. Tanith, how do you hold up against these bad boys? Not great. That's 1 damage short. Dang. And Jill easily. Well, with a little bit to spare. Sure. I kind of want to break this forged iron axe anyway. I don't want to sell it or just throw it away. It's, you know, it's forged. But I'm kind of trying to move on from iron forged right now. I guess we can't get that kill. So I suppose ideally we just don't give him some free damage. We chip, let him come to us. Like before, I think the odds of this, I mean, I'm just going to keep saying it, but I think the odds of a 26 damage-ish or less, like, one-shotting any of these should be very low. I would be very surprised if he goes for Bastion. Probably just hit Jill with a ranged weapon for, -4, 22. So he'll hit Jill for 1 damage. Yeah, that's probably about right. Meanwhile, Marcia and Control. I'll just put that up so I can remember. I can almost go help. We do need to get to this house. I think we obviously dance Ike. I don't think you can move through trees. Like, I could have Marcia move and Ike stand here and kill. Will this guy kill him with a sonic sword? Yeah, that's fine. I don't want Racing to be in threat. Also, we're in threat, right, by doing this. So let me think. Yeah, I can keep Racing out of the range of that. But what about this one? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the trouble. Same thing with Mist. There's pretty good coverage. Now, next turn, this will be dead. Maybe we just send Marcia down? Is there a way... Let's see, she needs 1, 2, 3 more tiles to get a ranged attack, which is probably enough. So she'd have to be 1, 2, like here. And I don't think... That's actually only like 1 tile shy. Dang, yeah, that would put Racing in probably too much threat. I mean, Mist could rescue them, but then she's in some risk. She could still kill 1 guy. How bad is 1 silver axe? And we would be out of range of everything except steel swords. 22 damage, 18 speed. That's not gonna, once again, that's not gonna one-shot anybody. I think this works. So this is Ike pushing. Oh, Marcia could kill 1 and move down, of course. Because Marcia just needs to be 3 tiles down. Okay, yeah, we're perfectly safe. Yeah, I forgot. Don't get mad at me. I'm working my butt off trying to think about all these tricks and traps. It's complicated. Magic, skill, luck, HP, level up? Sure. I sure can't complain about that. I think there's a very high chance Marcia caps her skill. Getting the defense to max is probably likely at this point, but might need a little bit of help. And then this should be free. It is a couple uses of the sword, but hey, what's it for? Getting used, right? Alright, Ike, I would have liked to have you move, but... Well, can Soren push these guys? Of course, but is that worth leaving him in range? Or should I send Ike, like, up here to help? Where will he make the most impact? There might be a custom boss dialogue. Pretty hard to get over there. I also need to control these things. Maybe I'll just have them attack there, I guess. Alright, I want Ike to move. Direct. You guys can attack over there. I'm actually not sure if... I feel like target should attack someone at the target. I'm not sure, though. Alright, and then Soren gives a little shove. And then Raisin does a little dance. Hopefully Marcia doesn't die. Nah, she'll be fine. Maybe we should have kept the Holy Guard fighting the boss. But realistically... I mean, they're basically dead, right? These guys can't do much unpromoted. This one's fairly strong. But the promoted one's the best. And they're basically ready to die, so... Honestly, they fought better than I expected, so... Let me double check the next wave here. Yeah, out of range. Okay. This puts Marcia in range of the house as well. Should I use some cheer? Do I need it? 16. We do not need it. Okay, let's save the cheer for later. At least I did my math correctly. 7 turns for max BXP. That's pretty fast. Alright. They didn't attack. Kind of annoying. Well, maybe because they couldn't hurt it. Alright. I think that archer... Well... We'll see. Not getting a great vibe for that archer's life. I don't think... There's no reason to keep all the soldiers alive. It's just Jeffrey in specific. Alright, they did take the bait for Astrid. 0% chance to do 0 damage with 0 crit. Thickets are, you know, pretty good. Also, these pirates are just... It is funny, like, this is, what is it? Chapter 23... Chapter 24 out of 28. And we're still fighting unpromoted weak units. Despite, you know, playing on hard mode, in theory. I know it's only North American hard, but... This is still, supposedly a challenging, difficulty level. You can't block me from that ballista. It's not happening. Maybe Oscar can be the arrive person. You know, because someone's got to actually go to the block to win the map. Alright. Okay, they've cornered the healer and the archer. Is anyone going to protect your support characters? That enemy could have crit us. For 3 whole damage. Alright, this archer. How they're gonna... This might be a promoted one. Sniper, maybe? You fool! You've activated my trap, archer. Are they... That is really funny that they would do... I guess they think they've got more attacks on the archer, so they want all the enemies to attack this one person. But they set up 2, like, bow counters, which is unusual. Alright. This is certainly a situation where having that full guard on Marcia is pretty awesome. I mean, these guys are weak, but better safe than sorry. And this guy could have done 1 damage. If he's got like a steel bow, that could have turned into like 10. And the boss can still do 8. Oh, does he have the skill that cancels other people's skills? Because we did not get Vantage. You're just going to keep eating vulneraries, alright. You should really kill the swordsmen that are standing beside your healer. Just saying, that would be smart. Sure, fighting this guy, this group off is good, but, you know. Jeffrey, please. Not sure I agree with some of their tactics here, but like also shooting the one in the thicket rather than out in the plains. Is he weaker? Sure, they were going for the kill. But, I mean, they could have gone for the kill on this guy. That would have been easier. The AI is dumb. Yeah. Alright. Kieran, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Oscar's gotta kill this archer and get up that hill. We got A ranks, lances. Let's get a little bit of practice on the bows. What round are we on? This is turn 4, I think? No reason to count turns. Don't worry about it. It's just for the BXB. Oh, I could have rigged this level, but I didn't need to. Skill speed's good. Skill is really what I've been trying to get him, actually, so nothing wrong with that. Didn't cap anything yet, but I think he's one off of a strength cap and maybe one off of a speed cap. Alright, how's this side going? Nearly dead, nearly dead, nearly dead. Scary. And out of range of almost anything. I wonder if you can hand axe him a question. You sure can. Dang. Yeah, I'll use it. If we're gonna use our forged throwable, let's use it on a killer axe pirate. That seems like a good deal. Okay. We probably want Ilyana to get out of the way. Although it would be nice to like trade him back to his normal weapon, but it'll just be 1, 2, 3 counters. That should do it. Unless they go for Astrid, which is awesome. Let's just make sure this guy's dead. And then start moving our way up. Although, to be fair, I think the map is almost complete. I'll put Ilyana in range of one guy. If they want to go after her, that's okay. And Lucia, you just follow along. Not much for you to talk about. Bastion, same. Alright. This guy decided to run away. What a punk. I don't really want to fly back there. Just gonna say. That seemed like a bad idea. Marsha. So there's no way other than rescue dropping here to get through. I believe a flyer can pick someone up from the tree tile and then like get danced and drop them right there or something. I think that's how that works. But I don't know if that's worth it. But I could throw Ike at Ricard. Ballistas are all dealt with. We can send Jill over. Like, there'll be reinforcements here in what, like, this is turn 4. We're doing just fine. You know, this is great. We're doing awesome. I suppose while we're here, we'll reinforce again. You get 2 per battle. Might as well. Okay, we're across the bridge at least. This guy surely will die. Ike. Well, he can technically get in range, and they might attack him, but I'm not sure that's worth it. How do I want to do this? Sorry, I'm just thinking real hard right now. We could probably just let Marsha kill them all. bow guy should die to her on counter next turn. And honestly, let's just get this house visited. And just leave the javelin, I guess. You're part of the army that brought the princess, aren't you? Oh, you've done a great thing. I've been hiding the scroll so I could give it to you. Use it to drive Dane out. Use this piece of paper. Well, that is a fun one, right? So, is that what he had? No, he had parity. Similar. This cancels our skills and stuff, I guess. So, good on the enemy to have something that just evens the playing field a little bit. But this is, you know, I think we talked about this one before. It's pretty similar. Effectively prevents enemy skills. Maybe it's less you lose your own stuff. Like, parity is like both sides. Nihil just means the enemy loses their cool stuff. So, it's probably better. Famous last words. We could dance Jill or Tanith to, you know, get an attack off. From here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not enough. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not enough either. Do we care about steel bows? 30 damage, 32 damage. That's still pretty big, even on Jill. I guess you could kill one of these. Could you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you could get to here. And the boss doesn't have an effective weapon. I mean, I don't think this is great. I just feel like it's kind of funny. So we'll do it. Alright, Jill. Pick one off. Well, could you kill the boss? That's the other thing. Like, if you could just kill the boss? 18 times 2? You sure could. 8 damage plus the other 2? Is that... I mean, if you could do it from ranged... No. No way. Yeah, it's 100% to kill. And she doesn't have any weird skills or anything. And the boss did have a below 50% to hit her, so yeah. No matter one's proven deeds. One defeat unmans us all. Ugh. Nice try. Thanks for the level up. Skill luck resistance? Sure. Or speed luck resistance? No, we can actually get out of the way. I didn't even count the tiles right. She's perfectly safe. Someone in the comments like, yeah, Blue, you just move her right there. You'll be fine. Just the backseat gamers helping us out. Alright. So far, pretty clean this time. You know. Not like I'll never make a mistake, but, Ike doesn't actually have anything to do, it turns out. Nah, I'm gonna leave him by the bridge. For reasons. I think this archer's gonna die next turn. This one's kind of safe because he's far enough away. This guy's right in the middle. I choose you to be recipient of physic healing. I didn't change orders, but it's, you know, it is what it is. They're just there. I forgot. Alright. They try to heal. Oh, great. Healing AI. Here I was thinking Kieran would just kill them. Great. I love it. They just burned an entire vulnerary. Hey, quit going after the weak Pegasus in there. Fight someone your own size. Okay, this is my healer. They might be in trouble. they're in trouble. Well, we couldn't save them all. I'd say it's pretty unlikely. I don't think there's any way to get a warp staff yet. We can rescue our units, and we can physic at range, but I don't think we have a way to send units away fast. Oh, the other one's going for healing AI too. Yeah, the Vantage counters are pretty nice against nearly dead enemies. Alright, alright, alright. Green guys go. It's not like this video's already 2 hours long. Looks like they're winning this match, though. I don't think this always goes so well for them. I know one of them died, but I feel like I've definitely seen the second wave of red guys kill most of these guys. And then Jeffrey just guards until he goes down, but that takes a fair while too. I think maybe the boss moves eventually and would likely kill him, but not happening today. Turn 5? Yeah, we done. I think we dance Oscar to get the last red guy. We could just arrive and win, but there's something I want to show you. Also, more healing hedges. They're pretty rare. Given I think they're a new feature in Path of Radiance. I don't think there've ever been just random healing bushes before. Or again, maybe. It's interesting how few maps have them, despite them being sort of a core new mechanic. It's kind of a curiosity, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're in a lot of maps, and I just never noticed them. Definitely possible. Okay. We're good, right? You can just eat your vulneraries, I guess. I did steal a few physics staves, so I don't feel too bad about spamming this a couple times for some pretty decent XP. It's like two normal heals. Okay. Soren, get out of here. Tanith, get out of here. Jill, get out of here. Pirates. Well, sort of pirates. Healing up each other, but they are now out of... they're officially out of vulneraries. Alright, let's kill the boss if we can. You know what? They were just saving me my +5 hand axe usages. Right? They're just helping me out. Okay, that's the leader dead. Back to your bush. And... you know what? Last time I'm like, Ilyana can kill one. I stand by my Ilyana can kill one. If they want to fight her. Meanwhile, the rest of the troop just crosses the bridge, I guess. The odds of Astrid being needed for anything, basically nothing. Okay. Ike, you're going to hang out with these birds. Actually, you're going to tell the birds just to do whatever now. You're on your own. Do whatever. I don't care. Nice. Always happy to see the AI is basically completely suicidal. So I guess what we're learning is that they always go unpromoted first before the promoted unit in a group. Ooh, nice dodge. They actually don't show the battle display for these in my separate app. So We'll never really know. What in the world? What is the AI thinking? Meanwhile, this is one of the reasons you shouldn't go slow. I know, it's a secret. Is that the Crimean army? Where is Gawain's son? Ah, much improved. He is his father's son, after all. Contrary to my initial estimation, he may prove to be worthy. What? Him? It's... I had a feeling he'd be showing his face again. Did you fly... Did you walk to the bird to get healed? Did you know that would happen? That's a pretty clever AI. Oh, I might want to tell, sure. Probably. 7, 10, push. 8 might be enough. Alright, first off, let's deal with these dumb... big dummies. They're just flying around here. Being jerks. I don't know if I really care about getting my Lance rank up, but we should at least try a little. Alright, Astrid. She's still at B rank bows. I'm actually very confused why these wyverns flew directly at us. They must be thinking there's a healing bush. We must flee. But it was peculiar. Okay, so this is very important we do all this. Oh, you can talk? Hold a minute. Please, my brave general. You again. I was but a humble court official in the service of our late king. My name is Bastion, Count of Fair. Allow me to give you proper greeting and respects, general-like. Many thanks are due. There's probably a lot of these I've been missing. I am here formally to request your permission to join the battle taking place and... Excuse me? Did my game crash? Game? Sorry, everybody. Something's not happy. Do you want to stop the current emulation? No. Okay. Should I? Did it just stop anyway? Can I save? Something's... Man, this is just a cursed... I don't even know the last time I saved because we've been doing so good. I really haven't been doing a lot of cheaty save states this playthrough today. But I don't know what's... Oh no. Okay. It's back. Save. Okay. I didn't really do anything. I just looked at the main menu and said play. But all right, whatever. I can't explain it. I do see that from your perspective, there's a little thing in the way there. That's going to happen. Anyway, I'm here to formally request permission to join the battle. Shut up. We're in combat. If you want to prattle on, do it after we win. Oh, yes, but of course. Well, it seems I found yet another font of good humor. Get out of here. Okay. Now, don't do this. This is bad. This is a bad idea. However, I have a lot of stats, right? What if we attack? Attackius Zerous Maximus. The good news is we do not die instantly. But the bad news is we can't hurt him. So I'm going to let him attack me. Okay. It doesn't really matter what weapon we use, because... to be fair, he has a 1% chance to kill us. But I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it'll happen. Okay, we could win the map right now. Turn 7 is the BXP max. And there's actually going to be some more reinforcements. So I might be able to farm a little bit of extra here. They should arrive somewhere down here, I think. So I wanna have Ike fight the Black Knight. I definitely acknowledge that I have probably missed dozens of combat dialogue by matching up the correct protagonist with the correct villain. Usually, bosses will talk to Ike, and in some of my past Fire Emblem playthroughs, I, made quite a point of trying to show off that as often as I could with Ephraim and Erica and all those, Lynn, Hector, Elliewood, those kinds of guys. For a variety of reasons, it has not been as easy in Path of Radiance to set that up. But I would like to show you some of the cool ones, if I can. Yeah, I did know, obviously. Alright. Nobody else is in any danger at this point. I actually don't know if the Black Knight will even kill Ike. He might go for these dumb Pegasus. If so, I'll have Ike attack and then just end the mission. You fool. Run, and I'll let you live. Bad news for you, Holy Guard. He has a range 1-2 sword. Well, if they're all going to attack him, I think they're all going to die. Oh, I forgot to turn animations on. I will, Well, it depends on if he attacks Ike. I do want the animations on. It's even in the intro video at the beginning of the when you just start the game up. There's literally some sort of fancy fight between Ike and the Black Knight. He actually decides to go for these instead of Ike. Interesting. 78 hit rate, and I guess he doubles them, so that's 2 chances to kill. Interesting. All right, there's some more XP. Okay, so Ike didn't even get attacked. Crazy. But yeah, the Black Knight has this cool sword. 1-2 range. Hidden strength. He's got pretty good stats, He regenerates, and he can also kill us with that, with a bit of trickery. He is a armored knight, although even using an anti-armor weapon, it doesn't seem to work for some reason. Let's kill all these first. That is promoted. Unpromoted. Unpromoted. So 2 promoted units probably get the priority. Tanith. We also have race in here, so we can do this however we want, really. I guess Jill's the lowest level. 18-18, exactly. Or wait, 28-28? Yeah, exactly. Look, math is hard. I've been recording for over 2 hours of, super intense Fire Emblem. 21-21, right? That's math. 19-19, that's the other number. No, just off by 2, no big deal. Alright, we're gonna really max the XP on this last turn. Those of you who get mad when I'm not playing kind of smart and getting the most staff XP and the most farm XP, here you go. This is for those max, min-max, whatever type players that I sometimes am, but sometimes I'm lazy. So these two are both the same, basically, level. Steel Lance. Doesn't really matter how we approach. 17-17. See, this is an untrained Tanith. We've had her for a fair number of chapters now. She could easily have gotten a few levels. I mean, I did give her +2 strength for the energy drink, and that's probably a good idea. I feel like she's a pretty good user of that, honestly. But no, she's solid. A couple level ups, and she would also potentially get to 18 strength anyway. So, no, absolutely no reason to avoid using her. She's probably about equal to Marcia, really. Our Marcia is, like, overpoweredly busted, but that's because I give her a little help. And to be fair, we did give her some stat boosters, too, if I remember correctly. Might have been speed or something. Maybe Jill got one of those. I forget, but our average stats aren't perfectly fair because I do feed them boosters when I think about it. Okay, I am a bit of a chicken. I don't want to have to do a 1% restart the chapter kind of thing. Also, almost forgot. Let's do it. I found you at last. You see me, and instead of fleeing, you come to face me. Interesting and foolish. I will keep challenging you until I have avenged my father or I'm dead. There will be no next time. I will snuff the life from your breast here today. I will not lose. I will lose. I am losing. Time to run away. You're not as overly clumsy as I had feared. It is regrettable that your weapon is so poorly made. Why do my attacks have no effect? I used my regal sword that's supposed to be good at work. It's supposed to work on armor. My armor is blessed by the goddess. Only weapons that are also blessed can so much as scratch it. Common weapons won't work, is it? I have a legendary vague caddy that's got to be something special, right? It's S rank. Actually, that doesn't work at all. You should not worry about such trivialities. You possess the sacred blade Ragnall, do you not? Do I? It is the counterpart to my blade, Alondi. Tell me you are not an idiot enough to leave it. You took it with you, right? With your father's corpse? The sword that you threw him? That he didn't want? That's a magic sword? Ragnall? Idiot, I claim victory. When next we meet, bring Ragnall. Without the proper weapon, I grow bored. And rewarps. Oh, that's all you need. You just need Ike to survive one hit, and you get some more story. You don't have to do that. Very optional. But it is, I think, important, relevant information. And you don't need a perfect Ike to survive one hit. You know, he's probably pretty likely to survive one at, like, level 5 promoted or something. Probably. The crit rate might be a bit spooky. You need 20 luck for 0 crit rates. Or a good support bonus. But, yeah, I didn't bring Oscar or Soren nearby. Soren's around, but I decided I didn't want to risk him getting one shot. But, anyway, that's that. And with that, we arrive. I figured it's more in character for Ike to charge the Black Knight, so rather than skipping it like usual, figured you guys should see. My lord Ike. Oh, hey, princess. You, yeah, of course you came. Thanks to your words, both of my friends come to understand how vital it was. I don't really get these knights, but sure, I'm glad you're happy. Also, I understand the strong support they provide you, so cool. Good to have some more soldiers, I guess. I think. As a yay! Alright, well, let's get going. If I'm going to be fighting with them, I should introduce. Wait, my lord Ike. Oh. As you said, Lucia and the others are very important. They are family. Well, I may presume too much, but Mike, you and the others are so irreplaceable. I ask for your continued support. Of course. Did you think we were going to just ditch you here? At least he's got some cool music. I believe this is the official Crimean soldier, like, military soundtrack or something. One of the better ones. Princess. Joffrey. I mean, Jeff. We're going to call you Jeff. There's no evil dummies named Jeff. Princess. To behold you again. It's... If you had lost your life, this reunion would not be taking place, Jeff. You hear me? Be careful. Yes, Princess. Lucia told me what occurred. Well, our country and Princess now exist as one. It was never our intent to sacrifice your feelings for the sake of the nation. Please forgive us. But soft, what luck that we do feel fate's kiss. Anon the clouds do part, the rains do stop. Heaven itself doth sing, and thus rejoice at the return of our one true ruler. O Princess, until world's end, do you we vow to follow, We are planets of your fair blazing sun. No longer will we think of honor and dying as so cavalier a fashion. No matter the difficulties we face, we will choose the road that allows us to continue living at your side. Great. Her 3 knights are back. We'll probably... Well, to be fair, Jeff's pretty okay. You'll see. The other 2, eh. Already talked about them too much. Jeff, Bass, Luce. Thanks. I'm so happy. We got, like... This is, like... How many characters in our army have, like, unique background art like this? These 3. Am I supposed to care about these? Like, are they in some other game that I don't remember? And they're actually... I guess there's, like... What is it? Sacred Stones had the Troubadour trio. But that's not the same as these 3. I just think the writers are like, yeah, you're going to really like these 3. Oh boy. Elincia loves them. And you're going to be so happy to have a sage with a knife. And a swordmaster that's worse than any other Myrmidon. And maybe you'll like Jeff, you know? He's got green hair. That's cool. Blue hair, sorry. Blue hair is even cooler. For our fair son, we would this life forswear. To you, princess, we 3 pledge our eternal loyalty. Huzzah! It just seems like there's other characters that could have relevant plot moments. Like, there's so many units in our army that, like, I would rather even just see some more dumb Soren stuff at this point. It's fine. I'm not trying to critique the game too harsh, but I always thought it was a little weird, this little section with Elincia and her 3. It takes up a lot of screen time near the end of the game for some brand new units that you have no connection with. Maybe by the time we get through Radiant Dawn, I will love those 3. Seeing as I don't know that story too much. Maybe they turn into be awesome. I think I've heard Jeffrey is pretty strong in Radiant Dawn. But we will figure that out later. For now, another pretty long episode, and longer due to the death. But I gotta remember to put some saves down. I know I am generally pretty confident that, you know, I'm not getting my units killed. We're very strong and yada yada yada. But those ballista, man, I did not expect 23 damage to someone with 21 defense, even though the flying weakness, like that's still very surprising. Very, very surprising. So if you're playing along, the ballista have potentially something like 17 or 18 might. I don't know. Certainly stronger than any other bow. Even maybe a forged silver bow can get about that high, but the enemies don't get stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, good to know. I mean, it is sensible. Don't send your flyers into a ballista country, but yeah, that was just more damage than I thought they would do, because usually Jill can shrug off some archer attacks. Anyway, that's all for now. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you next time.